Welcome to the mystery box swap.
Hello everyone, welcome. This is Beth with Pearl Treasure Designs here once again, and we have some amazing collaborations for you today. But we're going to get into that a little bit later and introduce to you all of the hosts and co-hosts later on in the video. So let's go ahead and head to the craft room and see what's cooking.
A big shout out to Ellie from DIY from House to Home. She brought me this wonderful package with all these great supplies. So wait till I get to see what we get to make out of all this wonderful stuff that she provided from the Dollar Tree. I have to apologize, Ellie. My dog Bandit, yeah, he thought it was a play toy. Took it out of the box and he decided to take off with it. And I could not find his hiding spot. So he tore it up and I had to replace it. So here's the little culprit. Yes, this is Bandit. Truly lives by his name. This proves it. Y'all, I was gone literally an hour in the middle of editing this video and little Bandit was at it again. So this just gives you a little snapshot of what this little turkey does when he is left to his own devices. I wasn't kidding when I said he tore up the ribbon. He tore it up. He wasn't happy to be left alone. Neither was Mama. DIY number 1. Ellie had provided me with these Making Memories corner tags for photos. So I decided that I would make some flower buds with the corners and see what I could do with that and give my design a bit of color. So what I ended up doing was taking some wooden sticks from my stash and taking the corners and gluing them to the stick and turning the round so that each of those points came in and drew back on itself to make a bud for each part, okay? And then I layered each of the corners to fill it out and to fold it down. And I did this for 4 flower buds, and you'll get to see more of this at the final reveal. And a big shout out for the Dollar Tree Mystery Box Swap, sponsored by DIY from House to Home with Ellie. Our Gray House participated, the Rusted Willow, Happiness Created, Aimless Squirrel, yes, myself, Beth from Pearl Treasure Designs, Charlene from Crafty Art Shack, and Cindy from Z9 Designs. Thanks so much for joining us with this wonderful swap. Check out all of our links in the description box and be sure to like, share, and subscribe to each of our channels. Each one of us has some amazing gifts and talents within the realm of what we like to do. So check it out. You can always learn something from somebody, no matter what it is. So go ahead and check out these channels. And watch the playlist while you're at it. It'd be a great opportunity for you to learn some new skills. And now, on to the next DIY. DIY number 2. Now I am starting to make a napkin holder. I used the acorn as a template and traced it out on some wood that I had in my stash to go ahead and make this. It can be a napkin holder or a plate holder. It ended up being pretty big, but I loved how it came out. So traced the part that I wanted on the wood And then I did cut it out with my scroll saw for the design. And I did cut out 2 pieces, and I did do away with the stem. Now here I'm showing you what I did start, and I did end up cutting the beads in half with my miter shears, and I used rapid fuse glue to place the beads down, and it was more of an immediate stick, and I really liked how that worked. And so each one of these was placed by hand, of course, and lined the acorn topper. And I started off by lining it with my pencil, outlining it with my pencil, and then the hashtagging it with my ruler to get that cross hatch look. And I placed the beads in a solid line across the base of the acorn top, and then I went ahead and made the design the way that I thought it looked appropriate, by putting beads in the corners and then in the centers of each of those diamond shapes. And you'll get to see more of this in a little bit. Now that I've got the wood part completed, I'm going to paint this with Waverly chalk paint in the color Plaster. And you can see that I've already got part of the base done, and now I'm going to paint the entire thing, both sides and on the edges, with the exception of where I'm gluing. I want to keep that free, where I can use the wood glue and the rapid fuse glue to put this together. And to increase the stability, I did also use nail brads to put this together at the base. Now you'll see me going over the base of the bottom there, and it looks like I had pencil marks, and I did, because originally that was going to be the inside, and I flipped it around because I liked the look of the wood grain on the other side better. Okay, so I did 2 coats of this on all of the pieces that you see, inside, outside, edges, everything, once it was put together. And then I stippled it over the beads to make sure that there was good coverage. And I wanted to cover the pencil marks. And you'll get to see more of this. Now I also added some antiquing wax to the top of the acorn to give it a different texture and look, so that you could tell that it was an acorn. People always ask, been asked, how do you clean your mat? And I use a product called Super Clean, and the paint comes right off. DIY number 3. This is also in the box from Ellie, and I don't know if it made it to the original photograph, so here it is. So I decided to try my hand at crackling this with the Jute paint, the Jute glue, please forgive me, and painting over it with the plaster so that it matched the acorn color. And it came out pretty well. The glue was a little thick, and I'm actually glad that it was, because as I dried it with my heat gun, it started to ripple like a fingerprint. And that gave me the saying that has been placed on the arrow for this part of my project. And you'll get to see that in a bit. Love happy mistakes, don't you? So once it was painted with the glue and dried a bit, I added the paint. Now I'm using the hot gun or the heat gun to speed things along. I'm a little impatient when it comes to projects. And I love seeing it crackle. And you can see it popping up there, and it was a little thick on a couple of parts, and it took some time, extra time. But I love how this came out. And to see the ripples and the fingerprint look, I just was like, oh my goodness, I love this. But you'll get to see more of this and how I finished it at the final reveal. The final reveal. Adding all of these wonderful touches with the decorative brad nails and the floral arrangement, the rub-on feathers to the front of the napkin or plate holder, and then of course the simple bow. I just really like how this came out. And for this beauty, I did add a 3-layer bow with jute, and I did use a knob as a counterweight so that it would lay nice and flat when you hang it on the wall. I love this thing. I did use the Cricut Joy to cut out the saying "Blessed by the fingerprints of God" in black matte.
Thanks for watching, everyone. I do have a couple of things to ask of you. If you could please hit that like button and then share it with all your friends. And if you could, leave me a comment. It really helps push that algorithm forward and helps my channel out tremendously. And again, thanks for all your support. But wait for the next video, so we'll see you later.